Did you know there are 5 stages of wealth, and that most people never leave the first one and probably never will? Building wealth doesn't depend on luck or inheritance, but on understanding exactly where you're stuck and how to move forward. In this video, I'll reveal the secret behind money mastery that few people know, the complete path for you to reach the final level of your financial independence. Stay until the end. The last revelation will surprise you. Stage 1. Cash flow positive. The first stage of wealth building has a technical name, but a simple meaning: positive cash flow. In plain English, spending less than you earn. And this is exactly where most people stay trapped their entire lives. It sounds basic, but how many people do you know who live on the edge every month, juggling credit cards, loans, and overdue bills? Without that monthly surplus, there's no investment, no emergency fund, or any chance to advance to the next level. The Stoics knew that freedom begins with self-control. Marcus Aurelius said you have power over your mind, not over external events, and this applies directly to money. The problem is rarely just a low salary, but the lack of discipline to create space between what comes in and what goes out of the account. So, what do you do in practice? First, track every dollar that goes out for 30 days. Write down everything, from breakfast coffee to forgotten streaming subscriptions. Second, cut what doesn't add real value. Negotiate fixed bills, cancel subscriptions you don't even use, sell what's sitting around at home. Third, seek to increase your income, even if it's with freelance work, overtime, or a skill you already have that you can monetize. The secret revealed here isn't earning more, it's creating breathing room, because without margin, you're always putting out fires. But having money left over is just the beginning. What really separates those who advance? The next stage reveals that. Stage 2. Building assets. The second stage is where the magic really begins. Building assets. Here, you stop just surviving financially and start building something that will work for you in the future. It's not about picking the perfect stock or finding the miracle investment. It's about creating the habit of saving and investing every month, even if it's a small amount. The difference between those who evolve and those who stagnate lies in this decision, turning surplus into wealth or letting it evaporate in small, forgettable expenses. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, said it's not because things are difficult that we don't dare. It's because we don't dare that they are difficult. Applying this to financial mastery means starting, even without knowing everything, even with fear of making mistakes. The biggest obstacle isn't lack of money, but the paralysis of waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. And in practice, how do you do this? First, set up automatic transfers to an investment account. It could be 10% of your salary. It could be $100, whatever fits your budget. Second, take advantage of tax-advantaged accounts like a 401k or IRA, especially if your employer offers matching. That's free money on the table. Third, diversify from the start with index funds or ETFs, which reduce risk and make life easier for beginners. What matters here is consistency, not perfection. Compound interest rewards those who start early, not those who wait to have more. Now you might be wondering, how long does it take to see real results? The answer surprises many people, because there's a turning point where money starts growing faster than you can save. Stage 3. Money out saving. This is the turning point that most people don't even notice when it happens. The moment when your invested money grows more in a year than you can save. It sounds strange at first, but this is exactly where the 5 stages of wealth begin to show their real power. Imagine saving an amount every month and discovering that your investments earned more than all that savings. It's like having an invisible partner working 24 hours a day. This milestone changes everything because you stop carrying the weight alone. Stoic wisdom has always valued patience and the power of time. While most people want immediate results, those who understand wealth building know that compound interest works silently, accumulates strength without hurry, and doesn't depend on your anxiety to function. The secret revealed here is simple. Let time do the heavy lifting. How do you reach this point? Maintain consistency from the previous stage, avoid withdrawing investments on impulse, and increase contributions whenever possible, even if it's just a little more each year. The money you invest today multiplies tomorrow, and there comes a moment when the market adds more than you could save alone. That's when you realize money has finally started working in your favor, not the other way around. But if you think that's impressive, just wait until you discover what happens when your money doesn't just save more than you, but earns more than your own salary. Stage 4. Money out-earning. We enter territory that few reach, the moment when your investments earn more in a year than you make working. It's as if you've created a second version of yourself, working in parallel, without vacation, without fatigue, without asking for a raise. This is the stage where financial mastery stops being theory and becomes tangible reality in your life. Here begins the real game changer. You realize you no longer need to trade time for money with the same intensity. Want to change careers without panic? Want to turn down that project you hate? Now you can, because there's a machine running behind the scenes. The financial anxiety that dominated so many people's lives begins to disappear, replaced by conscious choices and real freedom. But how does this happen in practice? With consistency and discipline over the previous years. Keep investing, reinvest dividends, avoid lifestyle inflation, even when income increases. The key point is that you don't need luck or inheritance. You need time, patience, and smart decisions repeated month after month. Money grows slowly at first, but explodes when you least expect it. And when you think you've reached the top, there's one final stage, the most powerful of all, where money not only works for you, but sets you completely free. Stage 5. Financial independence. This is the top of the mountain, financial independence. It's when your investments fully cover your cost of living. You no longer need to work out of obligation, only if you want to. Simply living without the weight of bills determining every decision. Very few people get here, not because it's impossible, but because they give up halfway through or never truly begin. The concept is simpler than it seems. You only take a small portion of what your investments earn per year to live on, and the rest continues growing above inflation. It's like having a tree that bears fruit. You harvest some and let others grow to ensure the next harvest. The lower your cost of living relative to what you have invested, the more peaceful and sustainable your independence becomes. What does this require from you? Keep your expenses under control. Protect your portfolio from impulsive decisions and continue diversifying. Periodically reevaluate your investments as age and goals change. And most importantly, financial independence is personal. For some, it means living simply in the countryside. For others, it's maintaining urban comfort. Define what freedom means to you, not for the social media exposure of others. Now you know what the revealed secret is to master the 5 stages of wealth building: self-control, consistency, and detachment from what doesn't matter. The Stoics knew centuries ago that mastering yourself first is the key for money to come naturally through the 5 stages. This internal mastery is what takes you from the most basic level to total financial independence. And now I want to hear from you. Which stage are you at right now? Leave it here in the comments. I'd love to know. And if this video brought you value, like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's rethinking the way they handle money. Stay on the path to prosperity. Until we meet again.